Absolutely pristine conditions here in the Portland area. Fourth and final day of this 47th edition of the Cambia Portland Classic here at Columbia Edgewater Country Club. Temperature in the mid-70s today, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, but it is absolutely beautiful again. Terry Gannon along with the Hall of Fame member Judy Rankin, Tom Abbott in the booth, Jerry Foltz, and Kay Cockrell out on the golf course. We'll see if Georgia Hall or Minjee Lee can win today in that final pairing. And Georgia Hall getting set. Jerry Foltz out there.
Trying to get this second shot home on the reachable par 5, hanging it a little right.
It's going to end up in the bunker. And that will be a third shot from the bunker. So up and down for a birdie for Georgia Hall. Remember, yesterday she started with a drop shot on the first hole. It's the same story again today. And then she birdied the 5th hole for her first birdie today. So it could be a complete repeat of day 3. Let's go to 8.
The par 3. And last week's winner in thrilling fashion, Brooke Henderson of Northern Canada.
Tough hole location at the 8th today, par 3, just 145 yards today, tee to the hole, but you cannot let it leak to the right.
Tough day yesterday for Brooke, and she started with a double at 2, and another bogey at 5 before picking up a birdie. Chella Choi, this at 6 to get it to 8 under. A number of players, Judy, in that like a share of 5th and 6th, but significant ways back. The 2 at the top have separated themselves.
Minjee Lee, second at the 5th.
225 to the hole. 208 front, Tom. Just trying to get some of that front right edge. That's not going to get there, and that's going to be an awkward little pitch.
Yeah, we're seeing some tucked flag locations today, making things pretty interesting out there. And we'll go up to the 7th, and J. Marie Green having a good week, couple under for the day. She's inside the top 5.
Tom, we've seen a lot of players short of this green, just short, and using the putter. Rolled quite smoothly.
Yeah, good putt from J. Marie. And a chance to get it to 10 under par.
Here at 14, Lexi Thompson playing along with Inbee Park. So 2 of the biggest names out here on tour, spending the final day together. Lexi at 5 under.
It's a good shot, and she took one of her signature giant deep divots.
Checking with Miriam Lee. 1 over for the day, trying to get it back to level. And we'll maybe just make a birdie here, get under par for the day. Or an eagle, I should say.
And Henderson for birdie here at 8. 12 shots off the lead, shot 8 under on day 1, but then has struggled a bit since then. 1 under on the second round, so it was okay there. But it's a golf course where, you know, we've seen it this week with these conditions. You got to make a lot of birdies, and she just did. Back to back. Go Canada, indeed.
Yeah, still enjoying the win last week. But also the win last week took a little bit out of her.
So Georgia Hall first to go here, Jerry.
Yeah, bunker shot of pretty close to 30 yards here, maybe a little bit more. And it's a tough one because it's up under the lip. It's on an uphill line. If you had a short bunker shot, this would be so easy. But on a lengthy one, really, really tough. So easy to catch the shot a little thin, and that results in really bad things happening. And so 9 times out of 10, the instincts kick in and you catch it heavy and get it about halfway there.
You mentioned yesterday, Jerry, she's number 1 on tour in sand saves. Minjee Lee is 2nd.
Pretty good right there.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's probably a motion that she knows from playing links golf, where you have to hit the ball a long way, and one way you do it is you really go after it hard. You don't try to get just perfectly, just a few grains of sand, but you go after it hard, and that's what we saw her do.
She also makes putts.
Thank you. They're the secret to the game.
Georgia will mark her ball, and now Minjee try and get this one close. What are her chances, Jerry?
Well, it can be done because there's a little bit of slope in the green toward her and a little bit into the breeze, which both of those are going to help her to get this ball to sit quickly. Effectively, she's short-sided from here. She only has about 6 or 7 steps of green with which to work to take it in line with it. And that first bounce will be a little right.
Greens firming up late in the day yesterday. We expect the same today. It's going to be tricky when they come down the stretch a little bit later on.
14 and Lexi Thompson. This for birdie. Yeah, greens. Last couple of days have gotten quick. Barely got that going. On line, second birdie of this 9. Continue to be in the flight path here. Portland International right next door. Marina Alex at 14 under here at 6 or second, Kay.
Just 121 yards left, but going with a 9-iron. Wind hurting out of the right a little bit. Great line.
Great shot.
Yeah, good shot. And she is becoming part of the twosome at the top. It's a threesome.
Exactly. Just one behind Minjee Lee. So she's in third all by herself.
Minjee Lee looking at her birdie putt here.
Probably about 18 feet. It's downhill. It's pretty quick. Also down breeze. Got it moving right. These greens, Tom and Judy, are exactly what I think every tournament would have if the weather let them and the conditions let them. Mother Nature cooperated here. They're firm. They are fast. They are championship Sunday putting greens right now. And we have some Sunday hole locations.
Yeah, I think it's good to see. I'm pleased that they've challenged these players by firming up the greens, making them quick, as you mentioned, Jerry, and then tucking the holes. I think that's what we'd like to see a few more times during the year.
And you know, good putters love fast greens. The best putters who have the most consistent strokes really like to putt on fast greens. A good putter never wants to have to hit the ball. They want to be able to stroke it.
Just a par for Minjee, and she remains 1 over for her round. Georgia Hall has birdied this hole every day so far, so this to make it 4 for 4.
And the way she's been putting, who would bet against her? Leading the field through 3 rounds in both total putts as well as putts per green in regulation. Pretty lethal combo when you're hitting as many greens as she is as well. Got off to that little bit of a shaky start, Tom. Made bogey at 1, then missed the green pretty badly at 2. Nice 10-foot par save there. Kind of got her back on track. But she's been really used to making birdies this week.
Stay low the whole time. Just a 5 this time around for Georgia Hall, but it's a 2-shot lead. And they'll make the very short walk to the 6th tee. We'll go to the 6th green.
Marina Alex taking a look at this one for birdie, Kay.
Yeah, that was quite the shot in. Really was an aggressive line and then got a helpful bounce. And the ball has ended up where she's looking at a little bit of a slick putt, but doesn't, I don't think, have to worry too much about the speed. It's just going to have right to left break. How much depends on how firmly she hits this.
Yeah. What a way to start on this Sunday in Portland. And a share of second place. Go all the way up to 18, just off the back edge. Much different hole location today here for Suo, the 22-year-old who has played well as of late.
Suo will be at the Evian Championship, and I think her big thing that she's looking forward to is the UL Crown. Plays for Australia.
Representing Australia, yep. Share a fourth last week at the CP Women's Open. And there you go. A lot of names up there. One's at the top, though. The ones who will vie for the overall title today: Hall, Alex, and Lee.
Georgia Hall leads by 2. In some college news, Judy, I understand that San Jose State and the women's program have a new coach and assistant coach.
Well, I ran into Pat Hurst this week, and I had wanted to say this a few weeks ago, but Dana Dorman is the new coach at San Jose State, and longtime friend, longtime good player on this tour, and an assistant Solheim Cup captain. Pat Hurst is her assistant, so I think watch that team. They've got some pretty good mentoring and coaching.
This is Lexi Thompson at the 15th. Little spin on that. And Lexi with a pretty good performance today. 1 under par. Chance to get it to 2 under to 8.
Jamie Green for birdie. Good effort. See the difference in the color of these greens now, starting to brown out a little bit. Still early in the afternoon with the leaders just through 5 holes. And she is 8 back. So the biggest move near the top of the leaderboard, Marina Alex, the 28-year-old from New Jersey, who went to Vanderbilt, just 2 off the lead now, 3 under on the day, and a share of second with Minjee Lee, who made bogey at the 4th. Day started with Georgia Hall having a 2-shot advantage, picked that up on the last couple of holes yesterday. 2-shot swing at 17 yesterday as the 2 in the final pairing played together on Saturday as well. 7.
This is Chella Choi for an eagle to get to 9 under. All pars so far for Chella.
We're used to Chella Choi being in contention very often, but she hasn't been up there nearly as much this season. It's been a bit of a rough go. This is a good week, and maybe the start of something coming back.
That'll be for birdie. Yeah, she has really not been in contention all season. A couple of 7th place finishes on the tour this year. One at the Bank of Hope Founders Cup, and then she finished 7th at the Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic, Green Bay.
And more trouble here at 6 now for Minjee Lee.
Yeah, pulled the tee shot. Very fortunate to stay in bounds. Only a couple steps from the OB stakes. No real backswing here, about 1/2 of one. And not a good lie. So
I would think just get it just out, so we have more of a full shot. If you get it all the way up there, it's you're not gonna stuff it. Yeah. Just get it over here by Jared. We'll have more spin. Is that yellow? This yellow is going over us. 75 right there, so it's like 85 total. That yellow. Just want to get it over there.
Saw that white stake a moment ago and how close that is.
I can't move, Terry. I heard
Yep.
Jason said
You're the target.
You want to hit it over there at Jerry.
Yeah, don't move. Coming at you?
Yeah, well, after it breaks a little left, yeah.
That's all she could do. Keep it here for Georgia.
Only 104 with the gap wedge here, 50 degrees. Another tucked hole location, even though this is just a gap wedge, still not easy to get it close. There's only 4 yards of green between where the green starts in line with the flagstick and the hole, and that slopes away. Playing it a little out to the right, more than she wanted to, I would have to think.
Yeah, not very good with a wedge.
Lexi Thompson for a birdie at the 15th. It gets her to 7 under. Good at the 7th, and Ayako Uehara. It's really well done. So much break on that putt. Quick as well at the back of that green.
Third coming up at 6 for Minjee Lee.
Just a sand wedge, clipped it very nicely.
Got a chance. Stopped on a dime, Jude.
Yeah, she's really got a great wedge play as part of her game. I really like it when a player gets in trouble and they decide to take their medicine, and they can make it work out that way. There's more than one way to make a par.
The 7th.
Yeah. So at that white thing?
Yeah, that one square.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this wind is pretty much the same direction, maybe a little more outright northerly into the face. So the 7th hole reached par 5 a little bit longer today. But Marina has a good shot at getting there. If she hits a solid one, 204 to the front, going with a 5 wood. Came out of it leaking right. That's going to come up short right. And not probably the best angle to try to get it up and down either.
I think it jumped in the bunker, and that's going to be a very difficult bunker shot.
So we bring it back to 6, and Georgia Hall's got a birdie putt coming up, but a pretty long one now. Yesterday made some key putts coming in, but had 27 putts, so didn't roll it nearly as well as she had the previous day when she was making everything on the back 9.
Yeah, but 27, the number is still
No, it's good.
pretty good putting if you're hitting the ball well at all.
She talked about afterwards trying to get back to that previous round and what she did at the British Open too, the Women's British Open.
With the amount of slope in the screen from back to front, you would really think this would just dive to the left, but it won't, because there's some slope coming off that front left bunker that's going to negate it. Almost pretty straight putt up the hill.
She's a good long putter, isn't
Really,
she?
is that good speed? Yeah.
Wow. We had a little laugh yesterday when the evening before, she said in her interview that her caddy, Harry, had said she was kind of scaring him. She was
He turned
so
to her
well.
at one point and said, "You
Yeah.
are really scaring
Yeah.
me at this point."
We think maybe he thought she knew something about the game nobody else knows.
Looked like it for a while. Yako Uehara off the tee at 8, 145 today.
Yeah, tendency is to hit it a little left of this whole location. It is just 9 feet to the right edge of the green.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Back at 6. This for par.
3-footer straight uphill, but she did miss a short one back at number 4. No problem there.
It's good par after that drive. Didn't try to take too much in that second.
Yeah, you know, it's a bit of a confidence builder when you have pretty good reason to think you can accomplish that if you pitch it out, if you don't try to play something heroic, and then you pull it off.
Mm-hmm. 2 at the top, though, over par on the round today, up to 16, and Lexi Thompson.
171 yards at 16, the far back of the green, the last third of the green, very firm.
First cut.
Just see it in the shadow, yeah.
I went for cover.
I mean, Alex missed the bunker, did she, Kay, at the 7th?
Yes, it came up short right of the bunker. I think she would have been better off to be in the very middle flat part of the bunker. The lie is kind of dodgy. Ground very firm underneath. Grass is a little irregular. Not much green to work with at all with this shot.
It's got to be tough to stop this.
Sit. Sit.
Settle. Okay.
And that's going to leave her a really fast, difficult birdie putt.
Quickly back to the tee where Georgia Hall is hitting driver down the right side. Leaking a little bit, and it's, well, it's caught the tree, so that's likely going to be a 3-shotter for Georgia Hall. Let's take a look at this swing, Judy, see if you see anything.
Well, I love her golf swing. I think mechanically she's about as sound as they come. She has nice extension. She swings the club just right to parallel at the top of her swing. Probably came out of it just a little, probably, you know, straightened just a little bit in the impact area. That's the come out thing that happened.
Minji just drawing one back into the fairway.
And that is long, Tom.
She can move it out there, can't she, Minji?
Yes, she can. That's probably an iron home in 2.
Not as long as the action that's going to be taking place in Thackerville on Tuesday and Wednesday night. You'll see that live on Golf Channel, the final of the World Long Drive Championship. Brittany Lincecum on the tee at the 13th.
140 yards. It's such a pretty par 3.
Is it going to come back? There is a tier in the green there. I think she just climbed far enough up the slope to get a bit of backup on it, and it's going to come back towards the hole. Wonderful shot. Georgia Hall leads by 2. Minji Lee in a much better position off the tee at the 7th. It is the final round of the Cambia Portland Classic. Just a gorgeous day in the Portland area. It's been a busy day here. Labor Day weekend. And they've been at the Verizon IndyCar Series, racing just a few miles away. That finished an hour or so ago. And they've had a really successful run over there, I understand. Trying to bring IndyCar racing back to Portland on a regular basis as we watch J. Marie Green. There is still some action going on over there, Judy, so you might hear other races finishing up
Yeah, it's been somewhat of a constant hum this week.
A few hours, it'll all be finished. It'll be back to peace and quiet. Just the odd aircraft flying over at about 1,000 feet.
Uehara has this for birdie at 8.
She has a very short putter. It might be 32 inches, I'm not sure, but a 33-inch putter is considered quite short.
Seventh hole, and Marina Alex for birdie.
Oh, this is a really treacherous putt. Downhill slider, very fast.
Yeah, steady. Oh, it found the hole, and Marina Alex continues this incredible run.
What a bonus.
3 in a row, and could this, excuse me, that is 3 in a row. That was the birdie at the 7th, not to get carried away. And then yes, it's going to drop. It's got to drop.
Oh my.
It's not going to drop.
It's not going to
I thought it was just going to run in.
I did too.
10 seconds now. Worth waiting a few more seconds just in case. Yep. Georgia Hall, second at the 7th.
Just a layup out of that deep rough. That should catch the left side of the fairway. Still, the fairway's back from there as well.
Just to be clear, Marina Alex is 16 under, 1 back. There you go. Visual confirmation, Judy. It's always nice.
Every now and then we make a quick little mistake, but we do our best to correct it as fast as possible.
We're human.
Giving you a much more detailed look at the leaderboards during this early part of our coverage. They give you a great look of players' scores throughout the week, showing you what we see on our computer screens here in the booth.
See if that board will update to 8 under here.
But it's ever so slightly downhill at 16 for Lexi Thompson. Just kind of sneaks by with a good safe roll.
Missed the weekend last week in Canada. They're playing all 4 days here this week, and with Inby Park today.
Minji laid way down there, Jerry.
Way down there, indeed. Took her 4-iron out of the bag this week to put in a 5-wood. Yesterday on this hole, she was left with a similar yardage and hit this same club, her hybrid, almost out of bounds over the green. She's got 199 of the hole and a shot that I think she would desperately love to have her 4-iron in the bag for.
She hasn't gripped down on it at all.
This is well right. That is just such a tough up and down from over there.
Oh, better stay off the cart path. Wasting a golden opportunity there, especially with the fact that she's
Perfect shape.
I don't have the club. Should take the club.
It's exactly what she was talking about, what Jerry referred to. Marina Alex just red hot in this opening 9 holes.
Yeah, I think she's going to aim well short and left of this flag. That was well struck with an 8-iron. Oh, and that's ideal. Yeah, using that release and funneling towards the hole.
And a great look at another one.
Yeah, that is exactly where a player striking the ball well would be looking.
13th tee. This is Gabby Lopez.
Great shot.
Sure.
Tough start today for Gabby. She bogeyed the opening hole and then double bogeyed the 4th. A nice look at what Georgia Hall faces for her 3rd shot here at the 7th.
The easier of the 2 in this group for the 3rd shot, that's for sure. 96 yards to the hole. pitching wedge. Breeze in from the left flag, still on the flag stick because it's very protected right up against the boundary behind it, shrubs and trees, but the breeze is there. So just a little chippy pitching wedge. Won't have much spin on it.
Needs spin. Mistake.
Awful lie also.
And we may have a big swing at the top of this leaderboard. Marina Alex started the day 6 shots back. Let's go to 10.
Where is Brooke Henderson?
Brooke Henderson is way left at the 10th. That would be her 3rd shot. And that's an area she's found one other time this week.
So the 2-time champ of this event struggling the last 2 days.
Chella Joy at the 9th, her father on the bag. Father Jin Yun Choi, himself a retired police officer.
Tom, don't you think that's one of the best father-daughter relationships on the tour? He tried to retire. She wouldn't let him.
Yes, he tried to retire from his 2nd profession, having retired from the police service. But she wouldn't let him. That's right. She needed him out on the bag and didn't want another caddy. They seemed to work very well together. And Mr. Choi wanted to go home and spend time with his wife and enjoy his retirement, but he wasn't allowed. Back to 7, Minjee Lee.
Good luck here. Hard pan lie, no green with which to work. Has to land it in the rough between the bunker and the green to get it anywhere near close.
Whoa, that is pretty good.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been expecting any better than that.
The fact that it just pitched in that longer grass, really nice touch from Minjee.
See if Henderson can make this for birdie.
10, by the way, is a par 5. She had gone for the green in 2.
No one would have blamed her if she had taken this week off after all the emotion of last week, but wanted to make sure she was here and also obviously believed she could go back to back and play again. She's won here twice. And you liked it anyway as a player.
Well, I just feel like if you've won, why not play out the streak? But that win last week was such a very emotional week and such a busy and tough week for her that I don't know. I don't know what she should have done, but she had a commitment to play here and she kept it.
Yep.
Right, what do you think, Jerry?
No, it's just too short a shot to get any club head speed. You need club head speed to get this ball out of there cleanly. You can't do it, so you're at the risk of that lie, and it's not a pretty one. Has to land it on the fringe. Just really only fly this about 3 feet.
Wow.
That was the only thing that was going to help was a flag stick in the hole, and that wasn't much help.
The simple par 5, which has been reachable for so many players, has been really problematic.
You can see how far that ball has run past, and that's for par for Georgia Hall. If it doesn't go in, then we may have a tie at the top very soon, maybe even Marina. Oh, well, it just was an inch to the left. If it had been an inch to the right, it would have hit the flag, might have gone in. Just a little bit off center. It needed to hit right in the middle. A big change very early today here in this final round.
Marina Alex for another birdie.
This for 4 in a row and to tie the lead.
This is one of those players that when she gets hot, she's a momentum player. Remember what she did in the opening round, 62, and she's made 4 in a row.
I think she's one of those players, too, that has paid their dues. I think that the time is probably right for her to be challenging to win and maybe to get it done.
5 under through 8 holes today. What a start.
Huge. That is incredible. Now this to stay tied for the lead.
Things are tightening up quickly, aren't they? This one very slow up the hill. Well, nothing's really slow on these greens now, but slower. Not a lot of break.
Holds so many of those putts in her win at Lytham and also over the course of the first 3 rounds, but now Georgia Hall is going to find herself 2 over par for the day, and we are going to see Marina Alex leading by 1 here at the Cambia Portland Classic.
This was the first time in her young career that she's had a 54-hole lead, Georgia Hall. Now she's a pursuer.
Maybe more comfortable in that position, although she might not know where she stands. Have you seen any leaderboards indicating how well Marina Alex is playing, Jerry?
Not in a few holes, and it's quite honestly a little early in the round, I think, for a player to start paying close attention to it.
Just 28 bogeys for the week on this 7th hole, which is the easiest hole here at Columbia Edgewater in tournament play this week. Now Minjee.
A little bit on the speedy side here and moving right.
So just a 5 at best for Minjee. Seventh in the world. Her second visit to the Cambia Portland Classic. She finished 18th 3 years ago. Five under so far, Marina Alex in the final round. She leads by 1, chasing that first LPGA Tour victory. You wonder, Judy, if anywhere in the world there is an Alex Marina?
I would think that's a fair bet that there would be. No?
I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see if we can find one. Hopefully it's a pretty little place. Maybe in the Greek islands or something like that.
With pretty little boats.
Yeah.
We might have to go there and research that.
Sounds like a good assignment. Inbee Park 2 over today. She's not going to be playing too much the rest of the year. Katrina Matthew battling to get into the Evian Championship. She's just on the wrong side of the line at the moment for getting in off the money list. Alison Lee making a cut. It's been a really tough season for Alison. We'll be heading back to the Q School. Gabby Lopez in the national colors today. This for a birdie at the 13th. Lives down in Mexico City. Plays at the Golf Club of Mexico, which hosted the Lorena Ochoa Invitational a number of times. Let's go to the tee at the 8th.
All right, some work to do for these two in this final pairing now. Minjee Lee.
9-iron hole today, placed right over by Alex Marina, I guess. And this is likely going to be wet.
Oh my.
It is. It crossed the hazard up there, but it is definitely wet.
So to start the day, Marina Alex was 6 shots off the lead. And within 8 holes, she's got a 1-shot lead all by herself. Pretty dramatic, the turnaround. And Minjee Lee in the water here on the par 3 8th. Georgia Hall coming off a struggle on the last.
This is a great camera view at 8 because we're behind Georgia Hall, Jerry, and people can see how tough that whole location looks to the player.
Yeah. It's intimidating, especially after your fellow competitor just threw it in the water with a 9-iron. This an 8-iron. Very aggressive line.
Hang in there. Hang on.
Can you see it, Jerry?
Yeah, it stayed dry on the bank inside the margin of the hazard,
Okay.
but it's dry. It's a very little chance to get close from there.
Well, and I just would remind people who are learning to play the game.
Maybe a short shot. I think cover the red line. I don't think.
They're trying to figure out whether across the hazard.
It definitely did, right?
Definitely did.
And this one, that's Georgia Hall.
Yeah.
And that tee shot, so you see where that ended up.
Yeah, they're trying to determine where is the proper drop for Minjee Lee. But the point I was going to make to beginning golfers is just take a look at all the green to the left of the hole location. And maybe the smart player doesn't aggressively challenge it, but tries to give himself a 15-footer.
Mm-hmm. You know, Tommy just asked the question about whether, well, we're going to take another look here, see if we can see where it crossed. Right, pretty much on it right there. Well, it's tough to tell.
I couldn't see it when it first landed.
Yeah.
They're saying it crossed on that side. Both balls.
Both?
Let's see if we can take a closer look. Does it hit beyond? I can't tell. Can you, Jude?
That looks to me as though it was outside. It was golf course side of the line when it first hit.
You
I
think it was?
believe. It's a little hard to see.
Boy, I can't
It's
tell.
certainly close.
It did it cross over.
And the marshal's saying it did, so she's walking up there. It was awfully tough to tell on that replay. All right, to the 9th.
Marina Alex, second shot.
9-iron in hand, 133 to the hole. Oh, things just keep working out beautifully for her hole after hole.
And that was from a big tee shot, Kay.
It was. She got a lot of trundle off that tee shot. Little wind helping from the left.
Tom, you asked the question about a leaderboard out there in terms of Georgia Hall. Maybe the bigger question is, has Marina Alex seen a leaderboard?
There was a leaderboard behind the 8th green, and whether she looked at it, I'm certain her caddy must have. I'm not certain if she looked at it, but the group behind most definitely is hearing the cheers.
Man, it changes your mindset a little bit. You hope it doesn't, but to look up and see all of a sudden I'm leading the golf tournament.
Well, and that's why I kind of think that she has paid her dues. She's had the experience now that she can still play the same way she's playing, knowing that.
So that's the leaderboard that is behind the 8th green. You scroll through. You have to stand there and watch it as it scrolls through to pick up those at the top. Megan Kang's third here at 12th, par 5. Got into contention with her second round. Good one there. 68-65 the first 2 days to make it to the weekend and be right near the top, looking for her first win. So, Jerry, they've determined that it did cross the line.
Yeah, well, just based on all available evidence, which is first and foremost the marshal, who was almost positive it did. Our replay, which was inconclusive in my eye from the tee, which had an angle looking right down the line, that certainly I thought it landed on the short grass. She is not trying to take advantage of any rule in any way, but this is completely the way it should transpire. You use all your available evidence, and if the overwhelming preponderance of it leads you to be able to drop it up here, then you do.
Just trying to make sure they have the right drop now.
Yeah. They didn't drop it closer to the hole than when you finally determine where it last crossed. But the marshal was right on top of it, so all good.
But I'm about to play her third.
Yeah, that's not so good.
No.
Two ways to do it. Loft it up onto the green, open that face. You can do that because she's got a little cushion under the ball quite easily. Bounce it into the hill, but that's a pretty soft hill. And it's going to ricochet right if you do that. You don't want to be made to look foolish here.
Just scrolling through the leaderboard that we have here, Judy, our computer, these are the only 2 players in the top 17 who are over par for the day.
Hopefully they didn't just start paying attention to each other and forget about the field. I don't think that's the case, but it is interesting that the golf course is not there for the super low score, but it's certainly there to be under par.
Not in with bogey yet. But going to drop at least 1 shot. Up to 9.
Well, Marina Alex trying to continue this incredible run. This now for 5 birdies in a row.
And this has got to be reminiscent of what she did on Thursday when she made 10 birdies. And especially towards the end of that round, she birdied 15 through 18. So she has gone on streaks of having several birdies in a row. She kind of had those 2 lackluster rounds Friday and Saturday of 71, but right now back again on a tear. And this is a tough little putt to read. I think it should go just a little right to left if it does anything, but she's reading it better than anybody.
Oh, right in the heart. 5 in a row for Marina Alex, 6 under for the day, and leading by 2. It might even be more shortly, because Georgia Hall, of course, wasn't in a good position off the tee at 8. So this is incredible stuff from Marina Alex. Let's go back to 8.
And here is Georgia Hall.
And that uphill lie will create all the loft you need. Always a little tough when you can't ground the club, but that's really nice.
She's got to take a deep breath, though. She's lucky the ball stayed up on the bank.
Important time right now for her, obviously. Kang for birdie at 12 to get it to 9. In a share of 6th place right now. Minchee Lee for bogey. All right. Yeah, everything's got to be spinning up there. 2 over for the day. 14 under. The entire complexion of this final day has changed.
And you said it too, Terry. Your head does start to spin. You don't start. You lose the ability to think clearly. The mind's racing. Sometimes the heart is racing, and you have to, Judy. You have to figure out a way to just tell yourself, okay, another tournament starts right now.
Yeah, caddies, I think, are significant. When your brain gets a little bit rattled on the golf course, if they know the right words and can say the right things to get you back on track, it really helps.
Good 3 there.
Hard working 3. Fortunate 3, to be honest, too. That ball staying up on the bank with the rough down there by the water. Yeah, it's a 2-shot lead, all right, but it's Marina Alex who has it. 6 under through the opening 9 holes. So what an hour almost we've had here to open things up in the 4th round. Lexi Thompson second at 18.
Hole on the left side over the water.
Crowd loves it. Different challenge at 18 today with that whole location. Back to 9.
Georgia Hall on the tee.
Playing down breeze. A little from the left, not much. What a gorgeous afternoon. I think the people who tune in to watch this broadcast year after year, Terry, think the weather's like this every day in Portland.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jude?
No, I was just going to say not quite every day, but August and September you can pretty much count on here.
Oh, wow. That was so close to being a good tee shot and just crept into the bunker.
It's about the 8th or 9th time I've done this event, and I must say, It is like this almost every day I've been here.
It must be you then.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah, there's a link.
I think a lot of the residents here would pay to have you move here, Tom, and those of us in Orlando would pay to help.
Yes. Bit cold for me in the winter. Minji.
Very similar line. It's bunker bound, perhaps. Oh, what a bounce!
Yeah, big break.
Minji Lee getting a bit of luck there.
Going out in 30. She's got the lead by 2. Marina Alex now on 10.
Well, the crowd loves it at the tee, and they should. Don't think this hole's going to be reachable for her today. Only the longest of long players can get there in 2.
Well, based on what she's done already, she'll figure out some way to birdie it. 495 yards, that par 5. Up to 18 in the shadows now. And Lexi Thompson trying to finish up at 8 under. About Lexi and where she is right now. She took the time off, got things together, came back in Indianapolis, and then played last week in Canada and made it to the weekend here, but hasn't threatened at the top.
Well, she's had a rough season. She's not won all year. She's not won for a while, and I think, regardless of who the player is, but a player who is expected to have some great advantage playing because of her length and her strength, and now her resume. That's kind of hard to take. So I think that has worn on her some. You know, it's hard to know what another player's thinking, and some players share quite a lot with me, with somebody, but Lexi is not one to share her private life at all. So it's a little bit of a mystery, and you know, she's played one heck of a lot of golf since I know about when she's 12 years old. So
Yeah.
you know, you also might suffer from just a tiny bit of burnout.
Yeah. 3 rounds in the 70s after the opening 68. Back at 10, Uehara. This for birdie. With authority.
She's got the putter working.
Uh-huh.
Tremendously nice gal. Her caddy there, Bob, she really relies on.
Ball of Georgia Hall in the bunker.
She'll be first to play from 143 yards. Actually, a pretty decent lie. Lips far enough in front of her not to be an issue. Catch it cleanly, and you can get this one close. It'll likely be a smooth 8-iron eventually.
Ball below her feet, but she's going to grind her feet into that sand and reduce that by a little bit.
You're allowed to fairly and firmly take your stance. Can't build it. It's kind of a fine line.
It's a very different textured sand than what you would find in England. In England, it's the sand just seems a lot finer. This is a little bit more what I used to call old construction sand, which is the best kind of sand to have on a golf course, I think, for the ease of play.
Caught it a little thin. It's peeling off to the right.
The bunkers in England, they're not trying to make easy.
No.
Well, Georgia Hall was in that position yesterday, I believe. And she needs to get it up and down once again. Trailing by 2, struggling on the front 9.
You not watch.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. Thank you.
It is the final day here at Columbia Edgewater Country Club, Canby Portland Classic, the 47th edition. And once again, we got just absolutely beautiful conditions. Blue skies, sunshine. Locals saying they haven't seen 4 straight days like this in some time. Terry Gannon along with Judy Rankin, Tom Abbott, Jerry Foltz and Kate Cockrell out there on the golf course.
Playing close to 100, yeah. Okay.
As we listen into Marina Alex and Judy, the plot has changed. The script has been turned absolutely upside down. It is Marina Alex who is 6 under on the day. She trailed by 6 to start this final round, and now she's up 2.
And as ideal as this day is, that is just what her golf game is today. Pretty close to ideal. She made 6 birdies on the front 9. She's in the middle of a 5 birdie in a row run. And she's looking at a shot of 90 yards that she's going to play a little bit more.
Good shot. 6 birdies added up to 30 on the front 9.
Getting better and better, and an even better chance at another birdie. Looking for 6 in a row. What a way to start the final round of this tournament.
Georgia Hall for a par at the 9th. Okay, good up and down in the end, but it's been a struggle for Georgia Hall.
Well, it looked so good going into the day, too, Tom, for Georgia Hall, who won the Ricoh Women's British Open, the 22-year-old from Bournemouth, England. This for par at 1. She bogeyed it yesterday, Judy.
Yeah, not her favorite hole on the golf course, even though she loves the golf course.
So she was at 17 under, string of pars, but this for par at the par 5 7th, and early in the tournament, that's what she was excelling at, taking apart the par 5s.
Yeah, after 2 rounds, she had only missed birdieing a par 5 one time.
So she was 16 under at that point. Marina Alex birdie 2. Now got 5. This her second at 6.
Little tight hole location at 6. Not that tight.
Can't really see it from there. The bottom of the flagstick would make the putt, and then right back at it was on the other side of the bunker. This, you don't count on this going in.
Yeah, this was a bonus putt, and I think I am glad, and I bet you anything Marina Alex is glad that that ball hit the hole.
The hole got in the way of that one, yeah. The tee at the par 3 8th, 145 today, 16 under at this point, so right there at the lead. An 8-iron.
Hole is 9 feet from the right edge of the green and the slope to the water. That was played so perfectly.
4 in a row, and then you're thinking, you can't go 5 in a row to close out the opening 9 holes, can you?
Big tee shot at 9. It's a pretty long par 4. She hit a 9-iron to that point.
Out in 30, and she would lead by 2. The 28-year-old from Wayne, New Jersey, went to Vanderbilt and is in her 6th year out here looking for her first win on the LPGA. So what a script that we now have. 18 under leading it, but it's Marina Alex on top of the leaderboard in Portland. Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Portland, Oregon, it's final round coverage of the Cambia Portland Classic. Been coming here a lot of years, and yes, the scenery's the spectacular Mount Hood, the lake right in front of it, all the way to downtown, the Columbia River. You can take it there, and boy, it's just terrific this time of year to be up here, but I don't remember a stretch of 4 straight days that have been quite this good.
Beautiful.
Columbia Edgewater, 1925 it opened up, and 29 times they have held this event here, and they're out in full force here for the final round to watch initially Georgia Hall and Minjee Lee duel in that last pairing, but Marina Alex has had other ideas at this par 72 golf course, playing just under 6,500 yards. Got a bit of a breeze, but it hasn't been a major factor yet. A little different direction today, too. So another birdie opportunity for Alex at 10.
Yeah, for her 7th birdie and her 7th 1-putt today.
Just a tad too much speed.
That had the speed of someone who's extremely confident with their putting.
So she has that left to save par here at the 10th. And I don't know, put it in perspective, what it's like as a player for her, too, because she's a veteran. She's been out here 6 years now, has yet to win. But to go through this to start, you trailed by 6 to start the day, and all of a sudden you look up and you're 2 shots up.
Well, I don't think you expect it to be 2 shots up all of a sudden, but I think she teed off expecting to get herself into the mix somehow. That's where her game is right now. As you said, 6 seasons. She has paid her dues. There's no doubt about it. She's played a lot of good golf, but she has not won. So there becomes a time in your career, and there becomes a time in your time out here when the time is right. And she has absolutely played all week like the time is right for Marina Alex.
And remember, in terms of going low as a player, I mean, there are some who, hang in there. Others put the pedal down. She shot 62 in the opening round, so
Right.
she knows she's capable of doing just that.
Well, she's won almost $2 million in her career on the LPGA Tour. And I just think, even though she hasn't won, she can play like an experienced player. And she's got a 15th club in her bag this week, and that is her caddy, Travis Wilson. They're getting along very well. Travis is the full-time caddy for Stacy Lewis, who is away having her first child. And Travis is the defending caddy here this week. And I really think the combination of the two has been very good for her.
That's a great second part of that storyline, isn't
Yeah.
it? It was an emotional win last year because Stacy, Hurricane Harvey, and she's from Houston, she said ahead of time she was going to donate all her earnings to relief efforts there. She wins for the first time in more than 3 years. And now you've got her caddy maybe as a part of a comeback win here today. Quickly on Georgia Hall, when you have a 2-shot lead, you think you're in control and you're playing so well, and through the opening 9 holes now you trail.
Yeah, I don't think Georgia Hall is any longer thinking about what kind of round she might shoot today. Now she's in a fight for the tournament. And this 9 holes will be a little bit different because she knows what she has to do now, and she knows the battle she's facing. So I always think leaders need to play the golf course for a long time until it gets near the end, but I think Georgia has brought that into play a little earlier.
All right, back out to the play, and we pick it up on the tee at 11.
And this tee shot isn't the easiest on the golf course, Kate. It's not a long hole, but you can't really see where the ball finishes.
No, it's a dog leg, or a slight dog leg, right? Easy to hit it through the fairway, easy to push it and end up in the right rough. Most players going with a fairway wood or hybrid off the tee, and Marina has done so. Beautiful shot. A little bit of a question where it ends up.
It's going to stay on the fairway. Maybe a little on the downslope there. Go up to the 13th. We'll check in with Brooke Henderson. Brooke, I think, has just run out of energy over the weekend. She was in contention here through 2 rounds, but 74 yesterday, which included 4 bogeys on the back 9. And today she's had a couple of doubles on the card, but that'll make her smile, maybe. Oh no, no smile. No smile for Brooke. It's been a bit of a struggle. Maybe she can finish with a few more birdies. Marina Alex leads by 2, looking for that first ever LPGA Tour win.
Hello, I'm Mark Gans, President and CEO of Cambia Health Solutions. This year marks our 5th year as title sponsor of the Portland Classic and the 47th year that this tournament has been in Portland, Oregon. We are proud to bring an event to you that celebrates women athletes who are inspiring the next generation to reach high in pursuit of their dreams, whatever they may be. On this Labor Day weekend, we honor American workers and for the contributions that they make to their families and to their communities. And we celebrate these young women athletes who in their own right are very hard workers and who are making their way in this world and contributing to their communities as well. Thank you for being with us at the 2018 Cambia Portland Classic.
And Judy, we thank Mark, but also Tom Miletus and Rick McCloskey, the Tournament Golf Foundation, which has run this throughout its history. They kind of view this as bringing you back, friends coming back to their hometown, and the hospitality is something else.
Yeah, Tom Miletus is very special too. A lot of people on the LPGA Tour and on the Golf Channel, we thank Tom.
Yep. Out to the 10th in Georgia Hall.
131 yards remaining for her third shot, a very conservative layup from the fairway. But that was a very nicely played 8-iron into the breeze.
Yeah, tough to stop the ball today, right, with this whole location, and that was a real beauty.
Second for Marina Alex at the 11th.
Tom, you're right. It's a little downhill lie. Even though it's 88 yards, it's going to be a tough one to get close. Wind's picked up really downwind right now as well.
Yeah, the flag just tucked over on that right side, that little pocket of the green, and Anna's going to miss the green there.
Third on the way for Minjee Lee at 10.
Yeah, tried getting her second shot up into that front bunker, turned it over, down on that hard pan. No real shot from there.
So a par 5 that you're looking at and saying, yeah, I can take advantage of this, maybe even get there in 2, have a chance for eagle. Now a bit of a struggle. Look at today's featured pairings presented by JDX. Marina Alex leading the way at 18 under. Brittany Marchand from Canada. NC State against Vanderbilt in that pairing. And Georgia Hall, the 22-year-old from Bournemouth, England. And Minjee Lee, 22 from Australia, already a 4-time winner of JDX featured pairings. Coming down to those final 2 pairings, but not the way we thought it was going to. The 4th for Lee at 10 now.
Trying to give this one a chance.
It'll be a par. She'll stay at 2 over for the day, 14 under and 4 back. And you scroll through that first or second page. Yes, you've got Brittany Marchand now, who is 1 over, but other than that, all the way down through like 17th place, these are the only 2 over par on the day, Judy.
Yeah, but nobody has gone really low. 3 under is the best thing posted. But somebody's trying to go really low, and that is the tournament leader, who is -6 for the day.
That old question, what golf course is she playing?
Yeah.
And don't you think, too, Jody, when you tee off that far behind and you see the scores that have been posted all week, the mindset probably for Maria and many other players was, I got to go out there and shoot something really low to have a chance, fully expecting the leaders to continue what they've been doing for 3 days.
Yeah,
that hasn't been the case.
I totally agree with you, Jerry. Nobody expected these 2 to falter.
This one a little bit on the quick side, not terrifying for Georgia. Hasn't made a birdie yet today, and that is highly unusual based on the way she played for the first 3 rounds. Led the field through 3 rounds in both putting stats, kept putts per greens in regulation and total putts. And just not feeling it the same today.
Whoa. Well, may not fall. That is the low side of the hole, but certainly could have.
Marina Alex is going to putt this one.
Interesting choice of clubs, but This is going to be very fast. Just going to try to propel this right onto the edge of the fringe. Maybe hit it like a 4-footer.
First missed green of the day. And it's trying to get through. Tough to get it running through so much long grass, Kay.
Yes, but that was the right idea. I just needed a little bit more forward motion initially, and it would have run out another couple feet.
Here's what we were talking about. And just bobbling along, takes a lot of speed off it.
Yeah, you've never seen a ball that jumps 2 or 3 times that doesn't come up short.
And Marina playing her 124th LPGA event. And this could be a monumental day for her if she were to break through. 500 points in the race to the CME Globe. And she, of course, would be eligible for CME Group Tour Championship. She would be exempt on the LPGA Tour through the 2020 season. So she wouldn't have to worry about her playing privileges out here, which is not something she's worried about too much the last few years. She would be in the Evian Championship, which is going to be played in 2 weeks' time. You'll see it on Golf Channel and NBC. And then a brand new event for 2019. The Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions will kick off the season in Florida, and Marina Alex would gain entry into that with a win. So this for par at 11.
Yeah, her very first significant par putt.
Yes.
Putter just keeps working. And back to the tee, no driver for Georgia Hall.
Kay mentioned it, blowing straight downwind here. I don't know where you hit this tee shot to give yourself a chance to get it close. You want to be left, but not there.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh,
Boy,
well,
it really went left.
that hit the middle stump and has come back into the grass. That is a bit of luck there, Jerry. That could have been really bad.
Yeah, that was headed for jail.
She won't know how fortunate she's been. Hands on hips, it is certainly not as easy today as it has been the last few days for Georgia Hall. Now, Minjee Lee.
I think ideally, if you were to come up here and get the vantage point of where that hole's placed today and how tough it is to get close to it, ideally it's driver up the right side and try and get it all the way up to the upslope short of the green. Risky shot. That's going to be fine, but that's just a bad angle.
Well, and tough to get the ball to stop close to the hole, get it close to the hole in general here with the way that flag is set up. And I like to see these players challenged on a Sunday, especially with these lovely conditions here at the Cambia Portland Classic.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Cambia Health Solutions, by CME Group, how the world advances, and by Win Grips, the best grips in golf. Back with the leader on the tee at 12, Marina Alex.
Pretty wide open driving hole, not much trouble to get into at all. I think that allows players to relax and just go ahead after it hard. Outside chance she could chase it up and get close to the green in 2.
12 has been a tough par 5 to reach into, though. You really have got to tag 2.
How about this swing, Judy?
Yeah, go back and look. This is such a strong setup position. She's got the ball teed high, well forward in her stance. She's got a little sort of slowing motion at the top of her swing that's interesting. So she gets, and you think maybe she has set it, and then she hasn't quite set it. She takes it just a little bit farther. And I guess what I would say about that is there are certain little idiosyncrasies to certain people's golf swings that are common to them. And a lot of these things, they don't need to be corrected. It works. Let it go.
Georgia Hall second.
Clean line to the hole, 96 yards. That's pretty well played right there.
Wow, what a stroke of luck that was, hitting the middle of the tree.
Tom, what about the golf course setup from the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America? Of course, that's been around for a long time, 1925, a number of different redesigns, latest coming in 2002, and a lot of credit to Gordon for the setup this week and the condition of especially the greens, Judy.
Every year it's in great shape. The greens are really good this week, and they hold up with a lot of play on them, but the feature of this course that everybody loves is all the big giant trees, and so many holes are, just about every hole is tree lined. It makes it a beautiful place to play golf.
I feel like you're playing along the avenues, you know, and it winds its way, and you can't really see one hole from the next, even though they're right next to each other in that long-held design where it's a short walk from green to tee. 11.
Minjee Lee second.
Not even aiming at the flagstick from 89 yards. Was just playing that 30 feet left and probably didn't come out of there as hot as she thought. Not a bad spot though.
Still running. Just gonna stop there on the edge of the green.
Up at 18, here's the hole location today, back left over the water. Brittany Lincecum trying to finish up at 9 under. Been enjoying the week here in Portland. Didn't enjoy that all that much. Solid play, sure, 7th. All right, the second coming up for Marina Alex with a bit of a breeze here at 12.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be out of reach. 246, Judy to the front. I can't tell if she's pulled her 3-wood out. What she does have to watch out for is that bunker that's left of the short left of the green could come into play.
Sure looked like 3-wood.
Drifting a little right, hoping it doesn't go into the rough.
Yeah, it's fine. With a 2-time SEC Player of the Year back in 2010 and 2012. Lincecum playing along with Robin Marie, a young player from Southern California and USC, trying to finish up at 7 under. Rolled it over the coin to get it there, I think.
Yeah, really, really good week for Robin. She's wearing the sponsor's hat this weekend. They made a very generous offer to rookies who made the cut that if they didn't already have a deal, they'd like them to wear their hat, and they paid them $2,000 to do it. All I can tell you is traveling's expensive, and they really appreciate that.
Helps.
We think that putt will likely get her into Evian.
That's great.
On the money list.
That's great.
So that helps out. Trying to make her card for next year.
Pretty special place to go for the first time too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We'll be enjoying our filet de perch on the banks of Lake Geneva. Now Georgia Hall with an important putt, Jerry.
Yeah, she desperately needs something good to happen. It's not urgent time yet, but when things just seem like it's a different game today than it did the first few days, stay focused, go through your routine, and believe still that you can have good results. This one turning right, Minjee Lee left her birdie putt about 8 feet short.
Pace looks good. Line is good too. Game on. One shot back.
She is a spectacular long putter. Christy Kerr has always made a lot of long putts. But it's hard to just point out people that is one of their special skills.
Well, she said at the beginning of the day that she felt it was going to be a match play battle. I'm not so sure she expected it to be between herself and Marina Alex. She rather felt like it was going to be Hall versus Lee. Uehara for birdie at 13. Good week for Ayako. She's at 13 under par. Minjee missing a par putt. And she's going to fall 3 over for the day, Jerry.
Boy, uphill, and that putt was really fast too, Jerry.
Yeah, it was. Well, the first one was so slow that made her think that one was going to be equally slow. It wasn't. Well, cleaned that one up with not much second thought.
Really surprised. I mean, this isn't a player who sort of lets tournaments go like this. I mean, she's a winner already this season. Remember, she battled hard against Lydia Ko and she lost the playoff in San Francisco. 4 wins to her credit.
Just off the edge, J-Marie Green here for birdie.
14 and 15, 2 really good par 4s here at Columbia Edgewater.
24-year-old from Florida.
Well, she had a tough time. She got sick late last fall after traveling all kinds of places, and she fought it well into the spring.
A double at 13, taking her out of contention here. Gonna have some thought of being maybe top 3. Alex setting up in the shadows here.
And front you said is 27? Yeah.
Okay, what's she looking at?
27 yards to the front, then another 23 to the hole, so 50 yards on the nose. And these are the kind of shots you've practiced over and over and over again, so that on Championship Sunday you can dial it in when called upon. Just gonna have to hit this a little short, allow for a hop. Well, that was a nifty shot. How about that, Judy? Kept it low, let it release all the way back there.
I can call this one birdie.
Good for you. That's why you are the best in that seat. 12T, Hall.
Like Kay said earlier, really hard to try and find trouble on this hole, especially when you're hitting it that straight.
Yeah, that's going pretty good in the fairway. Maybe she'll get a shot at the putting surface.
If she can clear that hill in front of her.
Gives you some indication, though, of the nerves or not giving in to the nerves for Marina Alex to come up with a shot like that.
Well, that's why I think the time has come where she can play like a veteran. That's what you called her earlier, and it takes some people longer to win than other people, no doubt about it, but she certainly earned her way out here without winning, and there comes a time when...
Oh, good call on the birdie,
Thank you very much.
I mean, yeah.
When things begin to change. I mean, look how they changed for Georgia Hall with 1 win on this tour.
62, 71, 71 the first 3 days, and he had some indication with the 62 behind the tournament record here that she'd be in the mix, but no indication of what was to come in the opening 9-10 holes. 7 under and 19 under overall.
You'll be shocked to know there's a mall in Midland.
You got one?
That's shocking already.
741.
Back at the par 3, 13th. Such a tranquil, gorgeous spot on this course to watch the golf throughout the afternoon. Those folks sit up there on the bank behind the green.
Of the, like, where we're talking, like, inside that tree, or like
Yeah,
where the
like
people are?
yeah, where the people are, like past the flag in the shadow. It's like the base of the hill, right?
Yeah.
What is it to
Be
that?
another 8 back there to the just to start. Actually, the top would be 18. Would be another 11 past it.
Okay.
It's just straight back in, so it's kind of
41's playing close to 50, don't you think?
yeah,
It's almost like kind of like yesterday.
yeah.
It's just small mistakes. I think it's just like
Yeah.
trying to push the other club.
Yeah, I don't like pushing something right now.
No, neither.
Just kind of knock it up there, let the wind have it a little bit.
Yeah, and if we're cutting down the hill, so be it.
Yeah. I'm looking kind of like the shadow comes out.
Yeah.
It looks like the edge of the bunker.
I like that too.
Yeah.
So they're looking at a conservative spot to the right of this flagstick, and certainly looking to possibly go a little past it. 145 to the base of where the green starts to rise again. And right now the wind is blowing pretty strongly, at least a club and a half, hurting.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit.
Yeah, it got on top of the little tier in the green.
Yeah. It's okay.
She was a little in between clubs, and she crushed that one, and the wind died down ever so just a little bit.
Yeah, I think she could have done it with one less club, but it would have been risky, no doubt.
Going to have a quick putt now, that's for sure. Back to 12.
Golf ball there. Georgia Hall setting up.
Very
And-
aggressive, Terry.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was going to mention the club.
250 to the front, down breeze, hill in front of her.
Sure sounded good.
Is that ever a nice shot? Just right of the green.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but that was the driver off the deck.
Well, we strongly alluded to it.
Yes.
Good spot there, too. Beatrice Riccari here at 16 to get it to 8 under.
That back little portion of the green is almost a gathering spot at 16.
So's the hole, apparently.
Nice.
3 of the tougher holes coming in, though. 16, 17, 18 for the week. This is the 7th toughest, 17 is the 2nd toughest, and 18 the 5th toughest. So it's not an easy finish here.
Brittany Marchand on the tee at the 13th.
Tom, this rookie is getting a great experience today, playing in the second to last group and watching what Marina is trying to do today.
Excellent shot.
She's a talented young player. I think we're going to see quite a bit of in the ensuing years.
And she knows a good performance today is going to secure her card for next year.
Miyako Uehara, this for birdie at 14. Does seem like the wind has picked up certain parts of this golf course. Well, there you go.
Mayako's had such a beautiful stroke going today. Longer putt here. Yeah, not great.
Short putter, so what, 32 inches?
Well, that's my guess is it's 32 inches. It might be 33, but in most pro shops, a 33-inch putter is pretty short.
Yeah. Marina Alex up by 2, trying to win for the first time here in the 47th edition of this event.
Back on number 13, and this is slick for Marina Alex.
Normally on a long putt like this, you just think about speed, but she also has to think about a big right to left break.
Right there is that ridge.
That was really well done.
No 3 putts this week, and she leads the field in fewest bogeys.
Back at 12, got here in 2. This is the 3rd now for Hall.
Has to loft this one a little bit to carry the fringe on the angle. That'll ricochet it left early. Ooh, really spun that one.
Yeah, didn't quite get it there, though.
Yeah, the contouring and the shape of the green kind of forced her hand to play a little bit of an awkward shot.
Uh-huh.
Just a short tap in really for Marina Alex to remain 19 under, 2 ahead.
So golf taking place here in Portland, and you know about this second leg of FedEx Cup playoffs back in Boston or Norton, Mass. Dell Technologies Championship comes your way tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Abraham Answer leading by 1, and Bryson DeChambeau right there in the mix. Justin Rose and a few other players from England also chasing. Should be good. We got a number of different tournaments within the tournament too. That final round tomorrow, Labor Day. Back here at 12. Birdie putt. It's a big one for Georgia Hall.
It is. It'll be back-to-back birdies and get her back to even for the round, but more importantly, within 1, ever so slightly uphill.
That is an opportunity missed.
That's just the kind of day it is. Things that came easy all week long are you're having to fight for them today.
That's the second and last par 5 on this 9-2.
Brittany Marchand for birdie at 13.
Yeah, this would be for her second birdie today and to get back to double digits under.
She has a chemical engineering degree, and she says she needs to switch off the engineering part of her brain when she's on the golf course. She thinks too much about it.
She's certainly got something to fall back on.
Gabby Lopez here at 18 to finish up at 6 under. Wearing the colors of Mexico today from Mexico City via University of Arkansas.
She is such a nice gal in the time-honored tradition of Lorena Ochoa. We've had some wonderful players on this tour from Mexico.
And Lorena's still missed out here. Tee at 14, Marina Alex.
And it's down this final stretch of holes, guys, where this already tight golf course can start becoming a little tighter with when you're anxious, excited. But Marina just keeps hitting it right down the center.
Here's the crazy thing, Jude. This would be the biggest comeback of the year. She started the final round 6 shots back. Doesn't feel like a comeback because she
got there so quickly.
Hall to stay at 17 under. Okay, she was at 18 to start the day. She was up by 2 over Minjee Lee and up by 6 over Alex.
Ayako Uehara at the 15th. Experienced player, 34 years of age, from Okinawa, Japan. 6th year out here on the LPGA Tour. Never finished better than 58th on the money list. She did that in her first year on the LPGA in 2013.
She wouldn't mind if the wind got up because we learned all those years when Ai Miyazato played that Okinawa is a breezy place to learn to play golf and to play golf.
shots back currently. And that is okay. The ball's been releasing on this hole all the way to the back of the green. Back to the tee at the 13th. And a group ahead, Jerry, the wind sort of died down as they were hitting. Is it back up again now?
No, flag barely moving, pretty steady right now. Probably about a half club, maybe 3/4 of a club. The tee box, actually, the way the hole situates, is where you feel the most wind as it funnels up the hill through the trees. Georgia has 7-iron now. You call it a tranquil, almost implying docile little hole, Tom. This thing is intimidating with that front hole location. You have to you just have to hit a really good golf shot. Water definitely comes into play today.
Understand that the pair of Alex and Marchand have been warned to speed up a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that as the round progresses here. That adds another level of nerves to the situation for the leader.
And of course the groups following the one that is warned and timed are told that because they're likely going to start playing quicker. The hope is this group plays quicker. This needs to sit a little.
She's going to be,
oh wow,
yeah, top deck.
Second coming up for Marina Alex. The lie okay here in the fairway? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a little sparse, just a teeny bit irregular. 126 to the hole. Wind slightly hurting from the right, going with a 9-iron. Really just wants to land us about 120 and let it release a little.
Yeah, good one.
That is like, she looks like a very experienced player.
She does. Just keeps hitting golf shots, doesn't she? Doesn't look like the stress getting to her at all. And they play for the trophy that's been around a while. 1972, first time that the Cambia Portland Classic was held. Thought it looked like that was in a little
I did too.
impression there.
It did.
In 2012, you started to roll. Tell me a little bit about it.
I started working with Butch Harmon, and the injection of confidence I got from him was huge. We did minor swing stuff, and when you've got the best teacher in the world pumping your ego up.
Yeah, that's the thing that most people don't realize about Butch is it's one thing, doing the swing side of it, but he really makes you feel better, doesn't he?
He does. He's a mind manipulator.
Yeah.
And he's great at doing it too. He knows when to kick your ass, and he knows when to throttle it back, and he knows when to step on the gas and get you going, and he's a great coach.
Pretty much understands Butch, doesn't he? Kind of describes him.
Yes.
Jimmy Walker with David Faherty. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel. One of the many topics that they discuss there. All right, back out to that final pairing.
Georgia Hall just taking a look at this putt, Jerry, which is going to be super quick.
And cleaning up a fair few pine needles in the process. Yeah, Tom, the only way that I can tell you can leave this putt short is if you whiff it. You get this ball moving at all, I just don't see how it could stop short of the hole. It's going to turn left as it descends down to that lower level, and then once it starts nearing the hole, it should drop back to the right.
She ran it right along the ridge and then hit it very firmly.
A little softer, that would have broke left a lot quicker and would have looked significantly better where it ended up. It just gave it too much speed.
Meanwhile, this for birdie at 14 for Alex.
Yeah, this putt is no more than 15 feet. It seems like it should want to go a little left to right and then start pulling back to the left again. It will be fast. Looked like a good stroke, Judy.
Yeah, it was a really good putt. She just was off the mark that little tiny bit, but had it read right, did everything right, just overcooked it.
19 under, 4 holes left.
Ayako Uehara chipped to here, this for par. Will hold. She once shot 141 in a Japanese LPGA Tour event. It was 73 shots and 68 penalty shots for violating the Tour's lift, clean and place rule. She'd been playing on the LPGA thinking it was 1 club length, went back to Japan, moved it a club length, and of course they play a scorecard length over there.
So with too many clubs in your bag, the maximum is 4, but that's not a maximum with all penalties, apparently.
Yes, she violated the rule 19 times, 38 penalty strokes, another 30 strokes for the 15 holes with an incorrect score on the scorecard.
How's your scoring average after that for the season?
Georgia Hall, this one's important, this for par.
Pretty slow up the hill. I'm still doing the math in my head. But pretty slow, not a lot of break.
Another one drops.
What a 2-putt.
Vital. Keeps her within 2. Marina Alex on the tee at the 15th.
Going with her 3-wood.
2 bunkers you need to stay short of.
Yeah, basically 235 to either one of those, and you can't hit it any straighter than that.
Well, she looks very comfortable so far. A few deep breaths there on that 15.
Up on the green at 18, Megan Kang, the 20-year-old from Rockland, Massachusetts. Came out to the LPGA at the age of 18 back in 2016 through Q School. 4 top 10 so far this season, looking to win for the first time.
You know, her story is she went to Q School riding in the car with her dad. She was an amateur. And her dad, they're pulling down the long driveway, and he said, "What do you think about turning pro today?"
You know, why take a long time on decisions?
And she did.
Yeah, if it feels right, just do it. All right, on the tee, after some kind of 2-putt, here at 14, Georgia Hall.
Probably the toughest driving hole remaining. Dead into the breeze. Ooh, and that's left.
Yikes.
Boy, that was a pull hook.
Left of that line of trees.
You know, that's not a bad golf swing. That is just a matter of timing, and the timing is off right now.
Is it right, left?
We couldn't see it finish.
Yeah, they'll have to search for it when they get up there. So trouble. They're at 14 and 2 off the lead of Marina Alex, who's well positioned at 15, maybe on her way to winning for the first time in her career on the LPGA. Back on Golf Channel for our coverage of the LPGA Tour, winding down the season. Event number 25, last one in the U.S. before going across for the 5th major championship of the season, eventually making it back to Naples. This, the Cambia Portland Classic, and out to the leader, Alex.
And she has a 9-iron in her hand. This club has been very good to her today. 135 yards to the hole, little helping wind left to right.
Asking for it to go, that is going to be just fine. In fact, it's going to work out very well indeed.
This has been some round here on this Sunday. We check out who's up to the challenge presented by Prudential. 3 guesses. This was her first birdie of the day at the 2nd.
Par 3, the 2nd. Great way to get started.
She was 6 off the lead. She was 4 behind second place. Minjee Lee was in second place. It was supposed to be a duel between the 2 players in the final pairing. That changed quickly. And this, remember she was on the right side of the bunker. The play to here, this was just a bonus.
Yeah, it was a bonus that it hit the hole, too.
True. You got to get a break or two.
Absolutely you do.
5 in a row.
Beautiful straight tee shot, a 9-iron into the 9th hole, which has been the hardest hole on the golf course.
Out in 6 under 30. Add another one at 12. Up to the challenge presented by Prudential. Marina Alex from Wayne, New Jersey. We're up in New Jersey. And if you know that part of the country, it's about 20 miles or so northwest of Midtown Manhattan by Secaucus and eventually Montclair and Clifton, the area there. 14, this is where the tee shot ended up for Georgia Hall.
Yeah, I actually played a provisional because nobody saw it, but it was way back at 182 yards, and that was just never going to have much chance of being able to get a lot of club on it.
So you're going to have to get up and down from there to stay at 17 under and 2 back. Well, for the moment, you know where Marina Alex is. Ayako Uehara, a lengthy one to get it to 14 under.
This is at the par 3 16th. It's 171 yards today. Ayako comes in here after missing 4 straight cuts. So imagine how good she's feeling, putting it back together finally.
Found something and some confidence somewhere. At 18, Brooke Henderson finishing up.
Well, they love her here. She's won here twice.
Answer me this. Where don't they love her?
You're so right.
20 years old. She's a star on this tour, and I don't know where the end is. It keeps going up and up and up. And seemingly, we had a chance to spend some time with her and her sister in the booth on Thursday. Hadn't changed a bit.
No, she is the player that can be for a long time on top of the world, and she will still be exactly the same person.
Yeah. 3rd shot coming up here for Georgia Hall.
59 yards, slight little uphill lie, which will help her spin it. She needs to get it close. Beauty.
One of those putts, though.
She's got her work cut out for her now. Has to make this par. Has to find at least a couple of birdies in those last 4 holes, and that's not easy to do.
Back over at the 15th, Brittany Marchand missed the green, has chipped down to here. So this for par, Kay.
And this putt she's going to have is very similar to the birdie putt that Marina will have upcoming. And so Marina just kind of came in, edged her way in a little bit closer to watch over this putt, and if there's any question in her mind what it does at the hole, she will soon find out. But by my read, if it does anything, it should start leaking to the right. So Tom, I read an interview that Brittany did with the Team Canada, via Team Canada, and she said that she is part South African, French Canadian, Chinese, and Dutch. That's a real international golfer. Yep, there's that leak to the right. It looked like she cut that putt a little bit too, so it might have gone a little more left to right.
Gonna be back-to-back bogeys for Brittany.
Well, she is the slower player in this group, and it's because she naturally is a little more deliberate, and she's been hitting it more wildly.
Big par putt now for Georgia Hall.
And not an easy one. It is a little downhill. This is one of the crustier looking greens, also down breeze. Any little break is magnified by how slow it's going to be rolling.
Drop shot 16 under.
Alex to extend the lead. Oh, just keeping the ball inside the left edge. And that moves Marina Alex to 20 under par, and she's going to have a 4-shot lead.
So now, Tom, it's just all about Marina Alex.
And
what can she do? Because she now controls this tournament, and she controls her destiny.
Minjee Lee on the way at 14. That drifts right as well. Going to want to forget this day. Judy, what would you have? What odds would you have given me if I said, you know, as the final pairing heads to 15, Georgia Hall's going to trail by 4?
Well, I wouldn't have bought into it at all. And if I did buy into it, it would have been Minjee Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Coming down to those two. I remember the swing at the end of yesterday, too, with the birdie bogey 2-shot swing at 17 because they were tied.
Yeah,
That's right.
And then it became a 2-shot lead.
Minjee Lee and Georgia Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is what it is. Just the Golf Channel.
Yeah, just sounded perfect. Just don't like hold it against it. You know what I mean? Like,
What's that?
Just don't hold.
No, I'm just gonna let it go.
Just hit a straight shot.
Straight shot, normal shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Travis has been key for her this week. I think he knows the golf course really well, and I think he's known the right things to say to her.
It's got to be so reassuring to know you have someone like Travis who has won on this golf course and is very calm by nature. She's pumped up. She's going with a 7-iron, but obviously just trying to land this in the middle of the green at the Golf Channel Tower.
Yeah, you would actually like to land this short of the center of the green. Well, that's a little too short, but
Short of the center of the green,
yeah,
not short of the green.
Right. It is really simple to take it over the back of this green, and
Stayed up there, right?
Yeah.
We just have a good 2-putt.
so that's right. She's right. Just have a good 2-putt.
You've got a 4-shot cushion at the moment. Not sure she realizes it yet, but could be. Looks like she's well on her way to her first win.
Hold
Don't
it
get
for
crazy.
2 at 15.
Show me something.
Definitely been in the sun too long. Back in the final round of the Cambia Portland Classic, Georgia Hall 4 shots back. This her second to the 15th.
145 yards away, 136 front, going with 8 iron. I think that front number is exactly what she's trying to hit, maybe even a little short of it. Good line, just left.
Just needs a bit of spin. Didn't get it. And look at that ball just release on towards the back of the green, and now tricky putt.
I think it's telling how firm and fast the greens are when you heard the contact of that shot that was, you know, so beautiful. It was a great sound.
Minjee Lee second now.
138 yards. Should be able to spin a little more, just with a shorter club.
That's the way to do it. Minjee 4 over for the round. If she were to finish with a round of 76, it would be her highest final round of the year.
Well, Tom's all excited. He's going to go watch the longest hitters in the world under the lights at the WinStar World Casino and Resort on the Texas-Oklahoma border. 2018 Volvic World Long Drive Championship coming your way 2 nights, Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And try to pick a thing or two up, see if he can lengthen his.
Yeah, maybe
He
pick
does.
up a new driver.
Yeah. Well, that ball releasing that we saw from Georgia Hall, that's what Marina Alex was trying to avoid, but just didn't quite get it up there to the green.
Yeah, she's basically her ball, you know, 3-4 paces onto the screen, and the hole's 20 on, so she has 16 paces to the hole. That's a 48-footer, and it's one of those real subtle breaks. This green itself is overall pretty flat with just little bit of movement here and there. Overall, she's going to be focusing on speed, getting it as right as she can. Probably the longest putt she's had in quite some time.
Good.
20 under right now, the tournament record for 72 holes, 21 under par. Brooke Henderson did that in 2015, ran away from everybody.
Ayako Uehara for birdie here at 17. Easing it down there just shows you how quick that green has become. And she's going to remain at 13 under, 3rd place on her own for the time being. And back over to the 15th, and the way this ball ran past the hole, Jerry, it should have quite a lot of break from right to left.
Yeah, it should be breaking from the right indeed, but putting from the back of the green to the front almost always is downhill, slightly or severe. This one is not. Very flat green. Almost actually gives you the appearance that it slopes away from the fairway, so this might be slightly uphill.
She's got the pace spot on, but it is not going to be a birdie that is desperately needed now for Georgia Hall. Marina Alex, the way she's playing, doesn't look like she's going to make a mistake. The drive at 17 is not the easiest drive on the golf course, and 18 has a few problems lurking, but Georgia's going to have to make a few birdies if she's going to have any chance. Now Minjee Lee to repair some of the damage from today.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty today. Every time she's hit just a mediocre shot, it's ended up in a really bad place and really has not made a putt.
Whoa, just went the other way at the end. So that's the story of the day for Minjee Lee, who remains 4 over par. but is projected to move to second in the race to the CME Globe. Now, Georgia Hall. 10th in the world, the first English woman to ever reach the top 10 in the Rolex ranking since they were started in 2006.
Gallery watching Marina Alex, see if she can stay at 20 under.
And so important to just stay in the present. Her goal was to two-putt this green. Got a good opportunity to do that, just outside of 2 feet left.
Graduated from Vanderbilt back in 2012 with the all-time leading scoring average, an All-American, hasn't yet made it into the winner's circle on the LPGA Tour, but striding towards that right now.
On the tee at the 17th, Marina Alex 2 holes away from potentially her first LPGA Tour victory.
I've seen a few players over the years miss their drives left here, and that's big trouble. But she has not deviated from striping everything dead center, and that's another beauty.
Yeah, it's going to stay short of the bunker.
Ideal spot.
Got to make something happen, and then hope Marina Alex comes back to the rest of the players here. Hall.
6-iron breeze in from the right. Has to force one close, and that's tough to do here. And well, this wasn't hit solidly at all. Headed right.
Yeah, way right.
Good luck with that one. Will not be easy, as we remind you. You got a great field. International one, the next major, the 5th and final of the year, the Evian Championship, September 13th through the 16th. Lake Geneva, across the Lausanne, the home of the Olympic Committee. I mean, that's just a beautiful part of the world. The Rolex Hanukkah Major Award in play. Recognizing the player that is most consistent throughout the 5 major championships, you have to win to be eligible, and top 10 finishes get points. So right now it's Arya Jutanagar who leads the way, the number 2 player in the world. Sunghyun Park is the number 1 player in the Rolex ranking. Pernilla with that great win in the desert, the ANA to start this season. So the major season rounded out in the mountains around Lake Geneva. A couple of weeks out to 16, short of the green, Minjee Lee.
Well short. Hit a 7-iron off the tee, landed up there just a few yards from the green, but came all the way back down this hill. Terrible angle. It's like a dogleg pitch shot.
Yeah, it didn't do her any favors. I'm extremely surprised to see these 2 players have such a struggle today.
Minjee 4 over, and Georgia Hall 2 over for the round. What do you do with this one now, Jerry?
I have no idea. I'm sitting here looking at it in my head, and you got a very severe uphill lie. You'd have to hit a super duper lob shot. Just to be honest, Harry, to get it on the green.
Oh.
If she takes it at the flagstick, the only other option is to play it out to the left and have a 45-footer for par.
Good piece of camera work right here, because the camera just puts an exclamation mark on how difficult this is.
That's a little long. Well, it's always going to be the risk, and head is completely reeling right now. Has to be.
Brittany Marchand second.
Both players finding the fairway at the 17th. Brittany with 129 yards. The play is right of this flagstick. Oh, and that's a good reminder to Marina just how firm that green is around the whole location.
Yeah, Brittany's costing herself quite a bit of money at the moment.
Yeah, throwing away money down the stretch.
And could really play a part in how many events she plays for the rest of the season, where she sits on the money list. Now, Marina Alex doesn't need to get carried away here.
And she has the luxury of only having 114 yards, and I'm sure she's looking 10, 15 feet right of this flagstick and just trying to hit a gap wedge to the fat part of the front fat part of this green. Pulled that one. Oh, she's lucky it stayed up there, just on the edge.
Maybe better to be there, Kay, than where Marchand is. Short of the flag.
And now the 3rd for Georgia Hall.
Didn't waste much time getting ready to hit this one. Barely went up and looked at on the green. Maybe there's a lesson there.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
A 3 is a 3 is a 3.
Just write down 3 and walk on to the 17th tee. All right. Thinking, all right, I'm not quite done yet. I would have been, but I'm not quite giving up yet.
on the 17th hole, and Marina Alex just looking at this third shot, and she's got the putter out, Kay.
Yeah, looks like this first part's going to hold it a little, and it should just follow this. She'll probably just pop it up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just going downhill.
I like this play. She has about 6 feet from where her ball is to the edge of the green. And other than where the ball is initially sitting, where it's actually sitting up quite a bit, it's going to be smooth. It's just a question of controlling how hard you're going to hit this. It may just start leaking down to the right as it gets on the green.
Not another one. So close. But she played in the final group on Saturday in Phoenix, and she played in the final group on Saturday in Los Angeles. And she said that she learned a lot from that tournament in LA. The fact that she was in the hunt and she was dealing with the nerves, and the fact that she can understand that she gets a bit anxious when she's in contention and that she gets tentative. We haven't seen that today. She hasn't been tentative at all.
No, but the things you're just telling and talking about, that's when I say a player has paid their dues. And that's why I had a hunch she could handle this spotlight once she put herself in it.
Georgia Hall on the tee at the 17th.
Needs to try and finish birdie and then hope for some help. This one fading up the right, needs a bounce.
Well, there's a water hazard over there, but the long grass is just going to hold it.
Ayako Uehara, good day for her, good 4 days for her. That is a lot of green to work with.
And that is what you call a touch.
3 under today. And third place all by herself as we take you back to the tee. And you know she's going to give a lot of credit to Travis Wilson. Take nothing away from her as a player today, but when you start the day with the mindset that I've got to go out, I'm going to be aggressive, I'm 6 off the lead, put pressure on that leader, 8 holes in, you find yourself protecting a lead.
Yeah.
He had to help.
Absolutely. He's just so experienced. He's been out here for years and years. Travis first came to the LPGA Tour and caddied for his aunt, who was Tammy Green, quite a memorable and good player on the LPGA Tour. So he was a kid when he came out here, and if anybody knows how to do his job, he does.
And coupled with that experience, like I said, he's just a good guy. He doesn't have any weird mannerisms, very calm, just a fun person to talk to.
You're worried about a caddy with weird mannerisms, Kay. I'm sorry, that's just too...
Do a lot of them have that?
Too cute.
People have their twitches, right?
Oh, okay.
He doesn't.
Marina Alex has always been a huge fan of Kari Webb.
Oh boy, this is her first drive miss and this one's a big miss right.
I think she's got a shot to spare though. And to follow up the Kari Webb story, she has been taught for the last 4 years by Ian Triggs, who taught Kari for a long time and is a wonderful Australian gentleman who's worked with a number of girls on the LPGA Tour.
No weird mannerisms?
Not that I'm aware of.
Good.
Georgia Hall, second.
Downhill side hill lie from 125, has to bounce this up there. That was a really soft first bounce.
It could head towards the hole, but it's just not got enough pace on it. I hope Marina Alex's ball came down from those trees.
I think I saw it. Got a little path.
You know,
Yeah,
make
it's right
a
there.
solid 5.
Yeah.
All you have to do.
Yeah. So it looks like there is a path back to the fairway. You will see, and we will see when we come back on the other side of this break. Not this year. Here is the golf ball and the situation for Marina Alex at 18.
And the problem is if she wants to advance it further closer to the green, she's got to deal with the bunker, which is not going to be easy. She may end up in that bunker, and then if she chooses to go out more straight to the left, she's going to have close to 180 yards in for her third. Not going to be as easy a bogey 5 to make, even, I think, Judy.
Brittany Marchand first to play, Jude.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is you sure don't want 180 yards for your third shot.
Well, Marchand has a much more straightforward option. She can punch this down and get it, you know, to somewhere where she has about 110, 120 yards in.
Right. Well, 18 is a big enough green, and there would be no need to mess with the hole location.
Going on this side of the tree here.
Yep, that's a good play right there. She actually advanced it a little further and may have about 145, 150 in for her third.
Well, that's not bad at all.
She would be first player from Vanderbilt to win out here on the LPGA Tour. In the 8th, first-time winner of the season.
Georgia Hall has to make this at 17 for birdie.
A little bit on the speedy side, turning slightly left. Leaderboards everywhere. She has to know where she stands. It's not her best effort.
No, she isn't really a tentative putter, and that was just too soft. Needed to be more aggressive. You got to make it. And hasn't guaranteed herself a 4 as we go back to 18.
17 is 27.
Okay.
All right. Conversation here for the third now from Marina Alex.
I'll go off the other one just to make sure.
Okay.
So it's 38 cover.
38 cover. Who will wind against?
Yeah, a little against off the line. Just want to finish it on like that. Circle.
Circle of the Cambia. Okay. Probably just a circle.
Yeah, a little upslope.
Yeah.
A little bit of breeze.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah, like right at that circle.
Yeah.
Oh, this shot right here will show exactly where you are confidence-wise. That was the first fairway she's missed all day. She's only missed 2 greens up to this point in regulation. 3 now with this hole. But this has to be solid. It sounded really good.
Sit down. Sit down.
It's a keeper.
No problem with that, right?
You know, you get a little hyped up. I think the poor tee shot might have been a case of nerves, but I think that shot there was a little adrenaline.
Georgia Hall to go to the 72nd tee, 4 shots back. Well, she's going to need a miracle at the 18th, probably holding her second shot. Shocker of the day. Look at that. Minjee Lee, 5 over par. Georgia Hall, 2 over. Alex leads by 4.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Cambia Health Solutions, by Volvic Vivid, the world's best-selling matte finish golf balls, Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable, and by Prudential, official financial services provider of the LPGA.
Welcome to the 18th hole, the 2018 LPGA Rookie, Symetra Tour winner, Brittany Marchand. And ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the 2-time SEC Player of the Year, a proud Vanderbilt Commodore, a Symetra Tour alum. She is Marina Alex.
I think it's going left to right off first third of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back that way.
It might not go back, but it's just kind of have to.
Show you what I'm like.
Number wise, it's not too bad. Like 1.5 finishes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Back at 18, those names on the left, that's the order in which they started today. It is not the order in which they'll finish. Marina Alex here, just in back of the green, or 4th.
I'm trying to get this up and in into a 40-footer that's going to be very fast. Just trying to cozy it down there.
Has had that touch all day long.
Yeah, that's beautiful. She won't count this in till it's in because it's a putt on the LPGA Tour she hasn't had to make before. But what a performance. What a round. 8 under par.
124 starts. Started the day 6 back. I mean, just let that sink in. I know we've said it, but and then has protected a lead through the entire back 9. Georgia Hall back on the tee. This a moment ago.
Oh, nice little tiny draw right up the middle. One of those shots that makes you think to yourself, where's that been all day?
Yeah, a little heat in that one, Jerry.
What do you take away from this from Georgia Hall?
You know, it's going to be disappointing to her. But if you take away the fact that she is the Women's British Open champion, it's her first second-place finish ever on the LPGA Tour. So it's not disastrous.
Kia's shot of the day. Remember, played from the other side of the bunker, an impossible shot, ran it through and then holed it for a par. Just an average par. It's a 3. That's all that matters. But not as many of those as she would have liked today. Our Kia shot of the day. But as an athlete, as a competitor, you certainly walk away and say, I had it, and I just let it go.
Oh, for sure. This will be a very disappointing day to her, but just what we saw for 3 days here after, and that following up the big win a month ago, she's a player to be reckoned with out here, and she ought to get over this pretty quickly.
So no matter what happens back there, if this goes in, she closes it out. Marina Alex. With a sensational front 9 charge on this final day, Marina Alex is going to be a winner on the LPGA Tour. And you have got to give her all kinds of credit for how she started the day and how she ended the day. Went out and got it.
Yeah, you're coming from behind and you go out and shoot 65.
The 5th American to win on tour this season, and if you're Georgia Hall, it's got to be difficult to watch.
I'm done signing my scorecard. I'll sign all of your stuff. Okay? All right.
Thank you. I think it is very difficult to watch for Georgia Hall, but I think Georgia, the inside of her sunk 4 or 5 holes ago, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Second from the fairway.
No, she has second locked up. She just keeps this one dry. 114 yards and a pitching wedge. Huh.
And I could say this player is probably without adrenaline at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, safe.
Adrenaline will go on for a number of hours, you would imagine, for Marina Alex. Marina, 28 years old, from New Jersey, and Vanderbilt, and goes out in 30 today. 6 under to take the lead. And then on the back 9, just plays solid golf. A couple of birdies there. That bogey at 18 doesn't matter. She had a cushion. And the celebration underway here in Portland.
welcome to the 18th green, making her first appearance at the Cambia Portland Classic, the 2016 FICO Women's British Open champion, Georgia Hall. Let's welcome from Australia, a 4-time LPGA winner, a 2-time member of Team Australia at the UL International Crown. Here is Minji Lee.
Birdie try on the way, Georgia Hall.
That was a decent line with a little less speed.
Kind of a solemn walk up to this green at 18 with a polite applause, appreciative applause from the gallery here, but certainly not the energy that we've heard from the previous group for good reason. And might take a little while to get over this because you go out there and you shoot 2 over on the final day.
Yeah, it's less the fact that Marina Alex beat her than it is she took herself out of the tournament. She took herself out of the chance to win.
And both in the final pairing did just that. Minji Lee even more so, 5 over.
Sometimes we always hear the old adage that when players play well together, that you were feeding off each other. That opposite is all too commonly true. When you both get off to a little bit of a scratchy start, and then next thing you know, it's out of your hands and somebody else is playing great.
Everybody's capable of having a poor day, but this was really surprising to me, Minji Lee, being in this position and doing what she's done today.
Yeah, in the top 10 times this season, a win under her belt already. Could have had another pretty easily, lost in a playoff. But she is, if anything, a very consistent player. And I would not expect her in the pressure of being somewhere near the lead to play so poorly. But these days happen.
Second highest final round score of her career, 77 after 3 rounds in the 60s. And now Georgia Hall with a par putt. Got second place locked up, 3 shots between Hall and Ayako Uehara.
Yeah, I think she will dissect how she played much more than she will the fact that she lost.
Yeah. Got to remember too, she's just getting things started. She's 22. And in terms of the LPGA, as you look at Minji Lee, Georgia, just a rookie.
Yeah, just a rookie on this tour, a successful LET player in Europe.
Started the day up 2, ends up in second place by 4 shots. So everybody done on this final day here in Portland, this 47th edition. Great history and all the great names who've won this event through the years. Add another, it's an American, the 5th American of the season to get a win. Marina Alex, a first-time champion out here on the LPGA. So you get the updated standings in the race to the CME Globe as we get closer to that. Jutanagarn still leading, but big jump from Marina Alex. She was 23rd. She jumps all the way up to 10th. Important to be in the top 12 too. You get a chance when you get to Naples for that final event.
Yeah, that gives you a little bit of an edge, and a lot of good things come with a win, and there's a lot of joy with the first win.
Great scene with Kay down there in Marina.
Well, it's so much fun to be next to you. You were 6 shots behind. Mm-hmm. It did not look probable that you were going to get this done. From where did you dig, and what thought and experience did you lean on to shoot 65 and win for the first time?
Not a lot of experience, to be honest. The first day I played so incredible, and I knew that it was in there. Yesterday and on Friday I was a little nervous. You know, it was tough to back up the first round with some good rounds. I mean, I shot 1 under each day, and I thought I played okay, and it was actually nice having such a just a hole I needed to dig myself out of. So I just felt like I could go out there and freewheel it today and make as many birdies as I could. I expected, I don't know how Minjee or Georgia played, but I was expecting that they were going to come out and make several birdies and be under par. So I knew I had to shoot anywhere from, I mean, my goal was 8 under to give myself a chance, but I even thought that maybe wouldn't have been good enough. So I think I shot 7 under, and it was just an incredible day. I'm proud of myself.
So you just told me a few minutes ago that you never looked at the leaderboard. So when you birdied 8, you tied the lead. When you made a birdie at 9, you took a 2-shot lead. You had no idea then.
No, I was trying purposefully not to look at the leaderboard because I think sometimes it just gets me a little stressed out. I get anxious, and then I think, oh, I have a lead, now I need to protect it, and I kind of just pretended all day that I had, that I was behind and that I needed to play catch up. And I think it really helped me just play my best. And I didn't know I had a 4-shot lead until basically the third shot. Oh no, after the third shot into the green here on 18. And I said, Trav, where are we? And he's like, oh, you have a 4-shot lead. And I was like, oh, okay. Kind of helped a little bit. I mean, still didn't make it easy, the 2-putt, but it definitely did help a little.
How meaningful was it and helpful was it to have Travis on the bag, who won here last year with Stacey Lewis?
Yeah, it's really cool. He's just a wonderful guy, and he has such a calm demeanor about him, and it definitely helped me relax, and he had so much fun the past 3 weeks. You know, he's caddy for me the past 3 weeks, and I was just kind of waiting for some good golf, and I'm really happy he was along for the ride with me.
Your first win, 124th start. Does it feel like everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a lot of hard work, and I haven't been in a ton of contention situations, a few here and there, but I really just didn't know how to handle them, and I've learned the best that I can, and I'm just really happy.
Well, you handled it brilliantly. You were so composed out there, and it was a wonderful round of golf. It was 65 to get it done and get her first LPGA win. Terry?
All right, Kay, so I believe her because she was so earnest in saying that. I'm not saying I don't believe her, but it's hard to believe her that she didn't know she had the lead until 18, the third shot.
You don't think when you're looking at that second shot at 18, your caddy might say, listen, we've got a 4-shot lead.
Exactly.
And we got to be smart with how we do this.
Could you ever play that way?
I don't think I could have played that way, but there are people who play that way. They are convinced that they're calmer, they make better decisions when they're not messing with the leaderboard, and then there are players who absolutely want to know what's happening. So, whatever works.
It makes his role, Travis's role, even more important in hindsight today.
Because he always knew.
Again, not to take anything away from what she did on the golf course, but if he knows and he's not telling her and she doesn't want to know, then she's giving complete control or at least trust to him.
Yeah, there's no doubt that it's just an interesting situation.
Yeah.
And when you have the lead now and you've hit it in trouble on the last hole, that's when I think finally I'd have to have that conversation with my player. But whatever they did it exactly right, and she's a first-time winner, and it was an extraordinary round of golf today and Thursday.
Which the 62 on Thursday, and then what
Yes.
she did on the front nine today, a birdie at 2. Then she goes on a run of 5 straight to close it out. 6 under 30 to grab the lead, and then hold it all together. I mean, she looked like, we called her a veteran because she is. She's been out here, but she had never won before. She looked on the back nine like she had closed this out 4, 5, 6 times before. With ease, she's done it today.
I did think we had a little fun, though, watching all the deep breaths.
You're right. 19 under the final total for Marina Alex, the 28-year-old who gets it done for the first time out here on the LPGA. Some kind of come-from-behind win. 6 off the lead to start the day, and for much of the day, it didn't feel like a come-from-behind win because she grabbed the lead so early. Congratulations to her, the winner here in the 47th edition of the Cambia Portland Classic. Coming up next, Golf Central brings you the news, highlights, analysis from the world of golf. And the LPGA Tour returns to Golf Channel on September 13th, an opening round of the season's final major, the Evian Championship. So once again, we say goodbye from this beautiful city, and we did have beautiful conditions all 4 days. Judy Rankin, always a thrill and a pleasure.
We'll see you before the end of the year for sure.
See you down the road. And everybody at home, too. For our entire Golf Channel crew, I'm Terry Gannon saying so long. One final